Okay, so welcome everyone to the 20-minute training session that I'll be conducting tonight. The training topic is Methods of Cookery, the Basics. My name is Lynn Staff and I've been a chef in the industry for over 20 years now, working in a variety of different places, which I've really enjoyed. I'm now just beginning my third year doing a Bachelor of Education to become a high school teacher, and hopefully, well, my area of specialisation will be food studies / hospitality. So the Cert 4 trainer and assessor qualification that we're all working on now will allow me to teach those vocational education training subjects to high school students that are aiming, going on that work pathways course into the future. So that's what I'm doing here. Okay, so as I said, the topic is methods of cookery. The training is designed to provide learners with the skills and knowledge required to use a range of basic cookery methods to prepare dishes, and it would be conducted as a part of the Cert 2 in kitchen operations. So this evening, we're just going to have a bit of a look at, as I said, the basic theory of methods of cookery, and in practice we would actually go into the kitchen and do I imagine quite a lot of lessons, several lessons on actually getting in there and working on the practice. Okay, I'll just share the screen for the presentation itself. Okay. And I'll just take a moment to make sure I can see everyone on the screen. Great. Okay, so methods of cookery, the basics. We'll just run through the session expectations for a start. Firstly, if everyone can please mute your microphones, which I can see you've done already, becoming experts at this we all are. You are more than welcome to ask questions at any time. Just pop your hand up or jump in with an "excuse me, Lynn." Please be respectful to other participants just in taking a turn to talk. Mobile phones on silent for the duration of the presentation as well. Workplace health and safety considerations. It's a short session this evening, so just looking at things like making sure there's no power cords on the ground, that you can actually create a trip hazard for yourself, and being aware of where your emergency exits are in case of a fire. Okay, I might just adjust my lighting, kind of dark a little bit here. It's very kind of stormy outside. Oh, that's not a good look. Very stormy outside, so I haven't got much natural light coming in. Okay, training goals. So by the end of this session, you will be able to list the two main classifications of the methods of cookery. So they're moist and dry, and determine the difference between moist and dry cookery methods based on their defining characteristics. The benefits to yourselves knowing this is that all cookery builds upon the knowledge of the methods of cookery. And once you understand the basics, you'll become more confident and creative in the kitchen. Okay, so I thought appropriately for an icebreaker, we could just go around the Zoom room with the good old favorite food. I'll just go from the top in the random sort of organization of what I can see on my screen. So that means you're up first, Janet.
Favorite food would be mangoes.
Mango, yes, wonderful choice. Plenty up here at the moment. Well, I guess we're probably coming to the end of the season, but yes. Monica, would you like to volunteer?
Carrots.
Carrots, yes. That's an interesting choice, but I'm actually a lover of carrots too. I love that you can do anything with them. You can eat them raw, you can bake them, you can mash them, you can make soup out of them, you can, I don't know, just roast them. Anything is possible with a carrot. Good one. Christine.
Seafood.
Seafood.
Seafood, yeah.
It's definitely hard to go past that one. And do you prefer like shellfish and whatnot, or just fish?
Everything. Anything. Love seafood.
Fair enough. Gulsa.
I love pasta.
Pasta, yep. Good choice. I bet there's a few of us out there who are with you on that one. Okay, I'll go down the bottom and back up the top. So Vicky, would you like to jump in with a favorite food?
I love avocado.
Yep. Yeah, definitely lots of guacamole. And what else do you do with it? Just eat it. Anissa?
I'm a carb lover, so I would say potato.
Yep.
Wouldn't be a meal, a main meal that I wouldn't have some sort of potato on it, whether it's sweet or white potato. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because I grew up with a meat and 3 veg sort of family, that the potatoes all I crave it when I don't have it.
Yeah, no, fair enough. It's probably have to be up there in the most popular vegetables. And again, you can do pretty much anything with it, except maybe you turn it into a milkshake.
That's right.
How are you this evening, Emma? Thanks for joining us. Oop, I think you're still on mute.
Sorry, apologies for being very late. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Busy evening by the sound of it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. We're just going through favourite foods quickly as an icebreaker. I'll just jump up to Liz and Adam and then come back to yourself. So you're up next, Liz.
Unlike a lot of the other ones that are healthy, I'm going to put chocolate out there. Honestly,
oh yeah,
I can live on chocolate.
Yeah,
morning and night. I'm happy with chocolate.
Definitely, good call. And Adam?
Yeah, pretty similar, but ice cream, I think, for me. So yeah.
Yeah, chocolate ice cream maybe.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
Avocado ice cream. It's all there. And Emma, for yourself, your favourite
I
food?
go the creamy pasta and red wine. Oh, can we pick two?
Oh yeah, two. Yeah, definitely. I'm just gonna go with pretty much any type of Asian food, and for dessert, I'll be there with Adam with a bowl of ice cream. Great. Okay, so just moving on to the body of the presentation now. So that'll just be a very quick introduction to the topic. Then we'll run through dry methods of cookery, moist methods of cookery, a summary, and then a short questionnaire of true or false questions right at the end. Quick show of hands for this one. How many participants enjoy cooking at home or have any previous cooking experience? Yeah, excellent. Great. Well, hopefully we can give you a few more tips this evening. And if you're not a big cook, maybe we can get you inspired. Okay, so with our introduction, essentially food is cooked by the application of heat, which may be either moist or dry. So methods of cookery are classified accordingly as either moist or dry. So the cooking method used changes the taste, texture, appearance, aroma, and nutritional value of food. Think French fries compared to a boiled potato. All right, straight into dry methods of cookery. So these are roasting, baking, grilling, and frying. And we're just going to look at each of these in detail. So the characteristics of dry cookery methods: they use hot, dry air and/or oils or fats to cook the food, except for baking, which does not use oil or fats, only hot air. Importantly, foods brown using these methods as the temperatures get hot enough for caramelization or the Maillard reaction to occur. So caramelization is a reaction that occurs when carbohydrates or sugars in food are heated. So, you know, this is why your biscuits brown in the oven. It's also why when you're roasting vegetables, potatoes, carrots, that sort of thing, those natural sugars and carbohydrates in the food brown at those high temperatures. And they also give the food a lot of flavor. The Maillard reaction is similar. It's actually a combination of amino acids, which are types of proteins, and natural sugars again. So this is your browning of meats. So if you've got a nice piece of steak on your char grill and you get that lovely brown surface that brings out all the flavors, but also breads, flours and grains contain a lot of proteins. So that's why you get that lovely browning on top of your crusty bread. Okay, so looking at roasting, food is coated in fats or oils and, for example, roasted in an oven, a spit roast over an open fire, or even a pot roast. Roasting is suitable for large, dense items of food or several smaller. So you can see lots of small roast potatoes there, or of course you might get a nice leg of lamb or a piece of roast pork, roast beef. But for the vegetable lovers, you know, root vegetables roast really well. So you've got things like carrots, beetroot, parsnips, I said potatoes, didn't I? But a whole range of vegetables can be roasted as well. Okay, next one in the dry cooking methods is baking. So this is where the food is surrounded by hot air in an oven, fairly straightforward. Our food is not coated with oil or fat for this one. And I've got up here, I've got a baked potato and a delicious looking loaf of bread. Would anyone like to volunteer some other foods that are commonly baked? Oh,
you can bake chicken.
Yep. Well, actually, chicken would be more roasting. So
Okay.
that's just
Right.
the difference, Nessa. That's a really good suggestion. But you know, even if you didn't brush your chicken with oil or fat, those natural fats in the meat itself would mean that you're roasting instead of baking. But if you think of like when you go into the bakery and you buy something from the bakery, there's a whole sort of host of things there that.
Apple pie.
Apple pie, yes, definitely.
Cake.
Cake, yes, cakes. Good one, Liz. Thank you. Anyone else? So, Monica?
You can bake ice cream, can't you? That's how you make it, isn't it?
Bake ice cream?
Yeah, don't you bake it? Like I've said, no?
No, you can deep fry ice cream, but no. Oh, you can have I think you can have a bomb Alaska where you sort of coat the ice cream and then pop it into the oven just to finish it very quickly. But yeah.
I thought I'd seen it baked.
Oh, well, you'll have to give me that recipe. I'll be in touch after. Great. So you have biscuits, cakes, breads, obviously, croissants, pies, all that range of things, definitely baked. Okay, next one on the dry cooking methods is grilling. So dry heat is applied to the surface of food, commonly from above or below. Any food that is small, tender, and quick to cook is suitable for grilling. Food is usually lightly coated, like you might brush on a little bit of oil or fat to the outside. However, it's not essential. But you know, if you're there's some beautiful vegetable skewers going on the barbecue there, so you probably brush them lightly with a little bit of oil to stop them sticking. I guess a toasted sandwich, you might not want to put butter on the outside if you're being really healthy, but the oils and fats also tend to help with the flavor. So things you would use to grill, you've got char grills, barbecues, your toaster at home even. And the last one I've got is a salamander, which is commonly used in commercial kitchens. So it's just basically like a big toaster with that radiant heat coming down and quickly grilling items. Things like fish, chicken, vegetables, all those sort of small cuts and small items, ideal for grilling, sorry. Okay, this is the last one on the dry cooking methods. So remember we said that hot air and or hot oils or fats are used with those dry cooking methods. So we've got pan frying, also known as sauteing, stir frying, and deep frying. Deep frying is kind of the odd one out because we logically think that if you're immersing it in a liquid, surely it's a wet method of cooking. But no, it does come under the dry category, and that's because you're putting it into oil, not into a liquid like water or stock or wine. So oil has different properties in that it can be heated to very high temperatures. And remember, we said at the beginning that one of those other characteristics of dry cooking methods is that its ability to brown foods. So when you put something into hot oil, it can brown because that temperature can get up really high. Okay, and I think I had just another quick question. Does anyone have any examples of, perhaps their favorite fried food or something weird and wacky that they've heard for deep fried food? There is a weird and wonderful world of people out there deep frying lots of different things.
Mars bar.
Deep fried Mars bars, yes, yes. Ice cream, I think we spoke about earlier.
A hamburger.
A hamburger deep fried, well, may not live too long to tell the tales if you eat too many of those, but yeah, I bet that one comes from America. So yeah, of course, things like fish and chips, tempura, Japanese tempura, if you've ever had that, absolutely delicious. So even though sometimes we associate deep fried food with being unhealthy, if it's done correctly, with having your oil very hot and clean, and you just bang that small item of food in there just until it's cooked and delicious and crisp, you know, salt and pepper calamari, that sort of thing that I'm thinking of, it can actually be delicious, and it just, that instant cooking keeps things really tender and flavoursome. Okay, so that ends dry cooking methods. Just a quick response question. So you can either just, you know, thumbs up or thumbs down on the screen, or if you want to go into that chat box to agree or disagree. So the statement is, dry cookery methods, aside from baking, involve the application of fats or oils to the outside of the food during the cooking process. You agree or disagree on that one? So you can just, yep, just a thumbs up's fine, or a thumbs down if you don't think so. Yep. Most people in the agree, thumbs up. Yep, exactly. So it's all about getting those high temperatures to brown the food, which can only happen in an oven or a very hot environment, or with that application of fats or oils. Okay, next one is moist methods of cookery. So these are boiling, poaching, steaming, and braising or stewing, which is actually a combination of dry and moist. I'll look at that in a little bit more detail in a moment. So the characteristics of moist cookery methods, it always involves a liquid such as water, stock, wine, juice, or even steam, but not oil, butter, or fat. Foods don't brown as temperatures never got hot enough. 100 degrees Celsius maximum is the boiling point of water. So caramelization and the Maillard reaction will not occur at those temperatures. It needs to be much higher. Okay, so boiling. Food is covered by boiling water, which is 100 degrees. Many bubbles should be seen on the surface. We never boil meat as it actually toughens the protein. So you can simmer at a lower temperature, but if you boil it, you'll actually, you know, turn your meat really tough. But of course, very useful for cooking things like pasta, boiling potatoes to make mashed potatoes, boiling vegetables, boiling eggs. Yeah, the downsides is that boiling can leach out the nutrition in food. Probably everyone remembers from childhood where you've been given a plate of boiled cabbage, or in my case, it was choco. I don't know. Does anyone remember chocos? Yeah, choco vine out the back. And anyway, those were dark times with the choco, the boiled choco. Okay, next one is poaching. This is where food is immersed in gently simmering liquid. Liquid should never be allowed to boil, but remain at 70 to 80 degrees Celsius. So it's good for delicate foods with short cooking times. So in the images, we can see, of course, things like your poached eggs. Poached chicken breast is really nice because it retains that moisture. And also with your poaching liquid, you can add different flavors like wine or herbs, that kind of thing that your food can actually absorb. Poached fish, another one, you know, you can add ginger and soy, a bit of mirin, all those lovely kinds of flavors. Okay, next one in the moist cookery, we've got steaming. So with this one, food is placed into a steamer and surrounded by steam. It maintains the nutritional values. Food doesn't directly contact the water. So the water is just bubbling away underneath and just coming up and being trapped and circulating around the food. It's a quick cooking method and is good for those small tender items again. So delicious dumplings, steamed buns, vegetables are amazing steamed because they really retain their flavour, all their nutritional value, their colour as well. Okay, last one is braising and stewing. This it is a combination method, and the thing with those methods of cookery that we've just looked at is they can either be used in isolation, or often, you know, 2 or more different methods might be used to create the one meal. So braising and stewing is a very good example of that. So your food is browned first and then at a high temperature with a little bit of oil or fat, and then it's finished in a covered pot at a lower temperature while simmering in liquid. And it's great for tenderizing those tougher cuts of meats. So, you know, you're thinking of your casseroles and braised chicken dishes like coq au vin, but you can also braise vegetables really nicely. Leeks, Brussels sprouts, a whole range of vegetables can be braised as well. Okay, so that's the end of moist methods of cookery. Another quick response question, just to agree or disagree. So as I said, you can just thumbs up or thumbs down whether you think this statement is correct. Foods do not brown when using moist cooking methods, as the temperature never gets above 100 degrees Celsius. So if you agree, just a thumbs up. Yep. If you disagree, thumbs down. Yep. Mostly thumbs up there. Excellent. Yeah, so that's correct. Okay, so in summary, the methods of cookery are classified as either dry or moist, depending on whether it's a dry or moist heat. So dry cookery methods use hot air and or hot oil or fat to cook the food. Food browns due to the high temperatures. Moist cookery methods use hot liquids to cook food, for example, water, stock, wine, and steam. Food does not brown as temperatures are not, don't reach temperatures higher than 100 degrees Celsius, which is the boiling point of water. Okay, so we've just got 5 true or false questions now, just to check for understanding right at the end. And with this one, if you would like to use the chat box, or you can just say that's true or false, I don't mind either way. I've got a good view of everyone, so I'm going to get a pretty good idea as to who, as to whether you've understood the content, which, okay. Question 1, deep frying is classified as a dry cookery method, true or false? Yep, got jumping at the chat, excellent. Yep, true, very good. Yep, pretty much everyone's on the true, excellent. So true is correct. Question 2, when poaching food, the water should boil rapidly at 100 degrees Celsius. So this is a little bit of a trick question. When poaching food, the water should boil rapidly at 100 degrees Celsius. Think back to what we spoke about with poaching.
False.
False, yep, correct. Yep, most people are false, excellent. Yeah, so of course, when poaching food, it shouldn't boil and you should just be maintaining it at that very light simmer. Okay, question 3. Steaming is classified as a moist cookery method, true or false? Easy on this one. True. Yep, excellent. Question 4. Baking involves using oils and fats, true or false? False, good work. So that was the exception to the rule when we looked at the dry cookery methods. And the last question, question 5, cookery methods can be classified as either a moist or a dry method, true or false? Yep, true. Excellent. Thanks for joining in on that one, everyone. That's great. Okay, I've just got a few additional resources here, just in case anyone was terribly interested in the topic and wanted to look ahead. There is actually an incredible source of websites and whatnot online these days. And just a little YouTube video down the bottom here where the young chef is demonstrating quite a lot of combined methods of cooking. As I was saying, they're not always used in isolation, those different methods. It's common to use several, 1, 2, 3 of them to make the one dish. Okay, so that's the end of tonight's presentation. Thank you everyone for coming along this evening. I really appreciate it. And I hope I have been sitting a little bit in the dark. I'm sorry about that. Does anyone have any questions on what we've talked about? No, just feeling hungry if you haven't already had dinner?
We have too much talking about food. I think I need chocolate now.
Yeah, that's right. It's time for dessert. I might go get some ice cream myself. Okay. If anyone would like a copy of the link to the recording or of the PowerPoint, please let me know. My email is up on the screen there. And I would really appreciate it if I could ask people to complete the feedback form, which I emailed out initially with the Zoom link. That would be amazing. Great. Okay, well, I'm going to stop the recording. I'm going to stop the screen share. Great. Once again, just thank you so much, everyone, for coming this evening. And good luck for those who still have their presentations to go, and well done to everyone who's already done them.